is Cougar Sports Saturday. Number 13, BYU, improbably wins 38-35. They had a 0.8% chance of winning that game at one point on the final drive, according to ESPN's probability predictive model. And yet they found a way to make enough plays on that final drive to get the W. And we want to hear from you, Cougar Nation. You can call in 801-575-8255. Give us your thoughts if you were there at the game. What was that like? The euphoria of BYU scoring in the final seconds of the game. You can also text us at 57500. Those thoughts as well, or answer our question of the day. Do you believe this team will win a Big 12 championship? And
86-51.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Big BYU fan, but nope. 9-3.
Okay. They maybe not will not win the Big 12 championship. Sure. 9-3 though? Where are the 3 losses? Folks, you want to play the schedule game now. Every game, BYU might be playing the backup quarterback. In every game, UCF is trotting out their third-string quarterback today, Ja'Cory Brown. Utah's got Isaac Wilson. Kansas, Jalen Daniels, we'll see. He's probably the one starter, the holdover, but he's playing poorly.
He's been banged up a lot in his career, too.
Arizona State getting crushed by Cincinnati with a backup quarterback. Sam Levitt's out. We'll see how long he's out. And then November 30th, Houston, Z and Chris, he gave them a bit of a spark, but backup quarterback for Donovan Smith. Where are the 3 losses? BYU's not losing at home to Kansas or Houston. So you're going to tell me it's maybe UCF, Arizona State could be a loss, maybe Utah? I don't see 3 losses, man.
Utah is always hard to predict because it's a rivalry game. However, I have a long-standing belief, and I've shared it many times on this show, if you're trotting out a true freshman quarterback, that's not a place you want to be. BYU's had a mixed bag with true freshman quarterbacks over their tenure. Even Isaac's brother, Zach, his freshman year, there were moments of greatness, but there were some painful losses in there as well. You do not want to be starting a true freshman quarterback. That's an advantage to BYU.
I guess credit to 86-51. Mike Gundy does agree that anyone can beat anyone.
Oh, I mean, I've said it for a couple years, and I've said it in the summer, and I'll say it again. I think that any team in this league is vulnerable on any day. I think that there's guys in this conference that know how to coach football, and there's players in this conference that know how to play. And based on how the ball bounces and a turnover or two, just about anybody can beat anybody, in my opinion.
That's fair. And that's also why, Mitch, this win was so big, because you want to save that stumble if one happens for a little later on in the season. Because remember, BYU still got the tiebreaker over Kansas State. The longer you can go without the loss gives you a little buffer to maybe stumble next week at UCF or lose the rivalry game. And if you win out, you're probably still going to Arlington. So he's not wrong, but the teams that BYU has left on the schedule, they're going to be favored in some of these games. Like the rivalry game is probably the one left where you feel the least comfortable with, but it's really shaping up nicely for BYU.
Texter 5128, do you think Kalani ever considered letting Oklahoma State score to preserve more clock time at the end of the game? Didn't feel that way, but no. Tommy Parasis missing that tackle on Presley worked out well because giving BYU
you lose
a little
that game
bit extra.
If he makes that tackle.
Yeah. I mean,
because they're scoring a touchdown on that drive.
In the moment, Tommy probably felt down and out, missed that tackle, but it worked out. It was just fine because they needed all that time. A minute 13 was plenty. And Jake Retzlaff said he loves 2 minutes, favorite part of football. So I think it was a good thing, but it didn't feel like BYU was going to say, hey, let him score. I thought they kind of should have. But Parasis, unintentionally, he let that happen, and it worked out for BYU.
Because if he makes the tackle, it's right at the sticks. He probably gets a first down. Some clock will come off. They punch it in, and then there's not enough time. So it's, yeah, I don't think he did, though. To the texter's point, I don't think he did. Cougar Sports Saturday brought to you by Any Hour Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Taking a break. News, traffic, and weather coming your way. On the other side, We'll catch up with a former Cougar Sports Saturday member, an emeritus member who did sideline last night. Robbie Bullo gives us his perspective for being on the field in the win against the Pokes.